I say us, you, Sheriff. I'm not talking to the city. 12:30 and it's 12:42, and I'm sure you know everybody. But of course, in our defense, they were over there. I think this is a good one. Was you looking at how they feel?
Blame it on me.
No ma'am, no ma'am. But I didn't want to interrupt that because that's pretty interesting. I really do. I want to appreciate everybody coming out here this afternoon. I'm going to make this relatively real quick. This was I want to say a long process, but it was an interesting process how this came about. In a long story short, I was looking through a Georgia Sheriff's Association magazine, and I had seen an article where Sheriff Evans up in Jackson County was basically had an article in the magazine talking about his converting of a lot of his patrol vehicles over to propane, and then he was basically expounding on the benefits of propane fuel and all this, and the savings to the county and all this. Very, very interesting because I always think, you know, as somebody who runs an agency within the Columbus Consolidated Government, I think it's your responsibility, or you should be tasked with trying to find innovative ways, or any way that you can save money. So that really intrigued me. So I'm one of those people. I kind of like to see things for myself, live and in color. So we gave Sheriff Evans a call, and he said he'd be glad to come up there and show us around and all that. So myself and a couple other people in the command staff went up to Jackson County, met with Sheriff Evans and some of his people. They showed us the car and how it worked and all that. I'm going to tell you, they have their stuff together. It was very, very fascinating. Major Massey of Operations Bureau had the opportunity to drive, I think it was me and Lieutenant Anthony in the vehicle. Who was in the vehicle? I can't even remember. Was that? I can't even remember. You and Major Robertson. Like I said, he did a test drive of the vehicle, and I'm going to tell you something. You can't tell the difference. Talked to Major Massey. It was one of those things when he converted it over. Trust me, as a passenger, I didn't know he had converted it over, and if you had talked to him, he says it seemed to be running a little bit smooth. That was all the proof I needed. So I came back, and then the task became of how can we make this happen? So this is where I'm being sincere. I want to tell the city manager's office, Isaiah Hughley, Miss Goodwin, Mr. Arrington, and the city council. I appreciate it because where we started was through the laws. They enabled us to basically put forward the plan to convert 5 of our vehicles and the infrastructure that you're seeing today into place, so we can make this idea basically come to fruition. So I really do. I appreciate that. Then we got lucky with teaming up with Mark and the people at Blossman Gas, basically to give us a lot of guidance on this process. Lieutenant Anthony, I can't tell everybody in this audience how much this gentleman has worked hard on this project. He is just it's impressive, and I'm gonna tell you, Lieutenant, I appreciate it. He got with Mark. Mark got in touch with Lieutenant Anthony and was telling we had an opportunity to be part of a grant through James Madison University, and because somebody had dropped out, we then had an opportunity to convert about 20 more vehicles. I forget what was the total now, but it was somewhere in that. It was just a great opportunity. We couldn't pass it up. We got part of the process with the grant, and this is where we're at right now. I was talking to Lieutenant Anthony. We have 20 cars that have been converted. Go back to the city and the city council, which I'm being sincere about this. I appreciate it. We went before them for a special purchase of 5 Tahoes that we're also going to be able to convert over to this propane dual fuel system. I guess when we wrap this all up, I'm excited. I really am. You talk about innovative ways to save money. You're talking about a system that is not only is a domestic fuel source, it's cleaner and it's cheaper. When you get all those, you can't lose on that. And I'm really excited as far as that. Somebody was asking me how many vehicles do we plan on converting. We're going to keep converting as many as we can. This is just the beginning. I'm excited. I guess that's basically the nutshell. I'll tell you what, I want to appreciate people from Columbus. Beautiful. I appreciate it, Mr. Jones and everybody. I'm going to tell you, and Mr. Milner, who has been, I mean, a tremendous help working with Lieutenant Anthony, getting, like I said, the infrastructure and everything, and then some of the employees of the Columbus Consolidated Government. Being really, you know, you're talking about a joint team effort. It's been great. Lining with the finance company, him and Lieutenant Anthony have been back and forth on some of this stuff. I mean, it really truly has been a team effort, and I appreciate that from my perspective as Sheriff of Muscogee County. I guess this is the new day, and we'll see where we're going from there.
How much does it cost you to convert a car?
I think, Lieutenant, you said what, 60?
About $6,000.
About $6,000.
And over the course of the year, what do you see as the savings on a car?
Well, that's what we're going to, you know, that's what we're not sure at. You know, I told you when I talked to Sheriff Evans, if you called him up and said, well, what kind of savings? He says that they had a tremendous savings, but he didn't give me a figure. Hey, we've been able to save this much money, and I think that's where we're gonna. Like I said, I'm excited as far as that. We're going to be able to gauge that. We think we're going to save on a couple of areas. We think not only are we going to save on the cost of the fuel, and also we're going to have less wear and tear on our vehicles over the long haul because it is a cleaner fuel source. So we're going to have less wear and tear, paying less parts and all that, and also less on the maintenance. If you talk to Sheriff Jackson up there, Sheriff Evans in Jackson County, he'll tell you one of the things that they've been experimenting with is instead of changing their oil every 3,000 miles, I think they were at 6,000 miles. And when we were up there, when I was talking to him, he says they're pushing it to 7, 8, 9. They had it stopped last time I talked to them. So you're also going to see a savings with it when it comes to just, you know, changing the oil.
What about the mileage? Is that, you know, miles per gallon? Is that interesting?
Mark, I think
you're going to get about 90% of the efficiency on propane and fuel gas.
How many miles per gallon is that? How many miles per gallon do you get?
What are you talking about?
You're going about 300 miles to 350 miles on 21 gallons of propane, depending on how they drive, where they go, that type of thing.
Yes, like I said, I appreciate everybody coming. If you hadn't seen it, they got the car over here. If you got any questions, hey, ask away. We got plenty of people here with a lot of expertise and knowledge of what's going on, and I think you'll be fascinated. Appreciate it.